Hi, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies, and these are the Victory X-Torsion. X-Torsion, what a weird name. It feels like it's a ransom sort of thing, or maybe it's to do with the price of these arrows. Okay, so I want to discuss these arrows, what they are, and who's interested in these arrows. So these are a very heavy arrow. Okay, so who's interested in heavy arrows? Hunters who want penetration. So someone who's hunting big game animals. So the other day, one of my customers rings me up and he's hunting in America and he builds his arrows, and I'm going to go through what he builds. So he takes a Rip TKO, I think it is, or a VAP TKO. He fits a Eastern insert into it and then fits a gold tip collar over the end because it's heavy, and he's wanting a robust shaft that he can punch into big arrows. So he's looking for weight, heavy points, and he's like, this is what people do to basically produce a solid shaft, right? So it's a bit, I'm going to say it's a bit convoluted. It's a bit hard to make a heavy shaft for basically shooting big game animals. Now, if you're in America, and no disrespect to the Americans, a lot of people shoot with standard gear in America because they're shooting normal whitetail deer and stuff, and penetration's not really an issue that you get with big game animals in Australia. I'm not having to go at big game animals in Australia, but like here, they're shooting the big buffaloes and the big pigs with all the dirt and muck on them, and people are wanting really heavy stuff to penetrate all that. They're looking for an arrow that will last, that will not be destroyed when you shoot at these huge animals. That's where these arrows are aimed at, all right? So what this is a carbon arrow infused with aluminium, okay? And they're very, very heavy, 12.9 grains per inch. It's a weave, so I'm going to get these, let's open these up. They come in I'm going to say 200 spine, but maybe 250 spine, which is what the 80-pound shooters will be shooting. Once again, these are people shooting big game animals, not people who target shooting, okay? So, because you don't want to be shooting like many arrows with this. So this is what it looks like. So there's the finish. Let's try and, you can see the cross matrix. Here's the insert. So the insert looks like it's brass, it looks golden, and it goes inside the shaft and the collar goes over the end. Now, people have said this is the weak point here because this can bend here. So some people put like a collar over the end to stop it bending at the point. So when the shaft goes in, stops it bending. So they have the standard A knocks at the back end. Right, so this is the shaft. Now, back in the day when Victory produced these shafts, because they've been now superseded with the SS, so stainless steel arrows, which is basically the same arrow. These were really expensive. Now we've got them on special, so I bought a whole bunch at closeout pricing for people who hunt or people who are looking for heavy arrows. So if you're shooting cloud archery where you're wanting to lob them in, basically people who shoot FMJs, full metal jackets, this would be right up your alley and about half the price. So that's the Victory X-Torsion. Now a bit about Victory. They make really high quality gear. I'm not saying that because I sell Victory. I hammer Victory shafts. I literally have been shooting them forever, and I shoot like tight groups, smashing them into each other. I've never had an arrow break. It's just unbelievable for me. The quality is really good. They've got spine alignment, so basically they check the spine in all different angles, and I don't know if they'll have it on these, and then they spine them so they flex the same out. Look, I don't know if it's really a thing. It's a thing, but I don't know if it's a thing that makes a difference to you, because when you shoot compound, the arrow comes out pretty straight, right? When you shoot recurve, the arrow comes out flopping all over the place. And I think spine alignment probably more of a thing with recurve than compound. And I've tested my Victory arrows with all the different spine alignments, and look, they all shoot the same spot. They all shoot good. I've tested all the different grades of the Victories from elites down to sports. They all shoot the same. They all shoot good. The tolerances like are good. Like I don't know, like that's just finger touch. The insert doesn't fall out. The knocks are not glued into the back. It's just a pressure fit. It's quite tight to get the knock out, and you don't want to glue the knocks in. It's just a pressure fit. The reason you don't glue the knocks in is because when you Robin Hood the arrow, you want to be able to pull this out. You can get pins for the back end, but yeah, I'm just saying a lot. But that's the arrow, and I think this is a 4.2 shaft. So nice and skinny, high penetration. So the skinnier it is, I'm just going to show you the wool thickness there. So to get the spine, which is how much it flexes, you can see me trying to flex this. It can't get much flex because this is 250 spine. If the arrow is narrower, then the wool thickness has to be thicker. If the arrow is wider, the wool thickness is thinner, so basically easier to break. If the arrow is wider, so your indoor arrows, which are wider, have very thin wool. So if you crunch them up at into each other, they will break. Okay, so these are pretty good to crunch into each other because the wools are so thick that they just generally glance off. So anyway, that's the X-Torsion. And if you're into hunting things, these should be right up the top of your list, especially if they're cheap. So Victory X-Torsion, yeah, check them out. Some shops will have them. Some shops will have them expensive. We'll have them cheap because I brought a whole bunch of them. I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching. Bye.